Hello, I'm Brandon, and this video is going to show you how to use the level editor built into Zoomaroom. We've made all the built-in rooms with this editor, and so with it you can do anything we've done in the game. First, you get into the editor by just going to the Start menu and select Edit Room on any room. You don't have to worry about overriding the built-in rooms because you'll save them to a different area. I'm actually going to switch over to a room I previously constructed for demonstrational purposes. This is a fully functional room, but it's not that exciting. I'll let you guys make more interesting rooms. But for this video, I just want to go through the controls and basically how to make a room. So first thing you want to do is play around with selecting objects. You do that just by holding in the A button and using the left thumbstick. You can drag a selection box around the objects. You'll notice it'll just select every object in the selection box, so sometimes you got to kind of draw lines between the things you don't want. You can move objects by holding in Y, and the whole selection will move with the cursor while you're holding in Y. So even if you're over here, it'll move along with it. You can stamp out clones of objects by just hitting X and then moving the clone around. And then, of course, you can delete objects just by highlighting them and hit X. You notice I just zoomed out there briefly out of habit. You do that by holding in the left thumbstick, or excuse me, the left trigger, and you can zoom in also with the right trigger. And this is more for placing things, lining things up. You get a little bit more fine-grained control because the cursor moves slow when you're zoomed in, and also when you're zoomed out, the cursor moves quickly, which is why I tend to do it quite often. So the next thing I want to talk about is the D-pad. When you select an object, if you hit left and right on the D-pad, you'll rotate the object. And if you hit up and down, you'll change the material of the object. So that you can do this with multiple objects at once, and it basically always just cycles. So rotating multiple objects, it'll just rotate about the center of the selection, and it doesn't snap to grid when you rotate. So when you move, sometimes you'll have it snap to grid, and there'll end up being a gap right there. It's just something you gotta kind of live with. Sometimes things don't line up when they're on the grid, but you gotta have the grid or else nothing lines up. So you can change the grid size by hitting the right and left bumpers, but usually just the default grid's good for almost all cases. For adding new objects to the world, if you're not going to clone existing objects, you can go to the Import Objects menu and just experiment with different things here. For now, I'll just throw down throw down a dead ball. Once you put it in the world, it's just like anything else. You can go to Play Your Room and play your room. I've got this bouncy material under me, so I immediately start bouncing. Now you land on the ice, hit the checkpoint, you get the coins. One thing to point out is if I try to add more than 5 coins into a room, I'll just hit X on this to clone it. I get this message here, so you need to put 5 coins in every room. Don't try to put 6 in, it won't let you. I guess that's about it. You can set the background to your level, to a few different background styles, and then you can save your rooms just from the Start menu. So that's about all there is to it. Have fun, and hit us up on YouTube, and we can organize times to get on Xbox Live, and you can send us your creations. We have built-in networking support for sharing rooms, so we'd love to see what you make. Adios.